Hey, everybody, welcome back to PMS, the Perpetual Motion Squad, a Big Bang Theory fan podcast. And we are your hosts, Big Bang Theory super fans, married couple Kat,
And Paul,
and we just love all things Big Bang.
we do. Now, I have got, before we get started, I
Uh-huh.
have some housekeeping that I need the family to do.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
I don't know about this. I don't know why he's giving you chores.
it's a very, very simple chore, believe me. Everywhere around the world, other than probably Australia,
Oh God, now I have Xanadu in my head.
why?
Everywhere around the world. Where they're roller skating at the end?
Yeah, it's called
Right.
all over the world, not everywhere around the world.
Whatever.
But anyway, everywhere around the world, or whatever you want to sing, um, we'll get the brand new episode of The Big Bang Theory. Stuart fails to save the universe.
Yes.
Now, um, I
We've
saw
already,
we've already seen the trailer.
and we've
Now
actually dropped it. In fact, we did, Dane did, and I think maybe
we've
somebody
dropped it.
else put,
Yeah,
they put
we've
it in,
dropped it.
it's in the group. You can see it
It
there.
is. You can definitely see the trailer. Now, I'm sure by now people who love The Big Bang Theory would have seen the trailer. I know my personal opinion,
I'd like to hear
which
yours.
Okay, my personal
Oh,
opinion
not
is
yours, theirs. Yours
theirs.
meaning
Yeah.
theirs. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that when the episode drops, okay, what I would like you to do as listeners of our podcast, email us perpetual motion squad 00, that's the number 00, at gmail.com, and please give us an idea of what you actually think of the show. Now,
Now,
my personal opinion is
before you get into that,
okay.
they can email us or they can message us through the Facebook page or the Facebook group if they'd rather do it on Facebook.
Or through Spotify. You can do it through
Yeah,
there as well.
yeah.
But what I'd like to know, because my personal opinion is, and for those of us who are in our age group, we realize that TV shows like Happy Days, they try to do a spin-off, Joni Loves Chachi, and it just nosedived into the ground. We
Yeah.
all know, or we all remember that. Now, secondary characters, as far as I'm concerned, can never truly carry a show.
I will say, I will disagree with that because
Okay.
never, I will disagree with the absolute of never
Okay.
because there is one
No, yeah, there is one.
um, example that springs to mind where the spin-off actually became, in some ways, more popular than the original.
Yeah.
And that would be Frasier, which was with Kelsey Grammer, which was a spin-off of his very minor secondary character in Cheers.
Right. So forget what I just said.
And
Um,
I loved Cheers, but Frasier honestly was a superior program.
okay.
And for a very long time held the title of the longest running show on television at 11 seasons.
Even longer than MASH.
No, MASH went for 11 seasons.
Oh, okay. Right.
These days, Law and Order SVU is pretty much holding the title as the longest running television drama, and they
Hmm.
have been renewed for a landmark 28th season.
Because I was going to say the comedy one is The Simpsons have got that one.
Yeah. Well, for an animated,
Animated series.
yeah.
The Simpsons have got the top
They've been
spot.
going for 30 something years,
Yeah.
which is crazy to think.
But
They've
I
been going
what
since the late 80s.
they have. They first debuted on the Tracy Ullman show.
Yeah.
And
God,
then
I love that show.
they basically just went on from there. But I've seen the trailer, like I'm sure a lot of us have already have. Now, my personal opinion is it would be better for a maybe a 1 hour or maybe a 2 hour show, a
A
one
one
off.
off.
That's it.
Yeah. Uh,
Because I don't
Um,
believe that this is going to be able to be sustainable unless the producers are talking to Kaylee Cuoco, Jim Parsons, Johnny Galecki, Kunal Ayar, Simon Helberg, Melissa Rauch,
Ian
Mian
Bialik.
Bialik, unless they are actively talking to all the main characters and said, can you make cameos throughout this? I don't believe this is going to go any longer than maybe a season.
If maybe not even that, it might go like 6 episodes.
I'll give them the possibility they can maybe stretch it out. Yeah, okay. All right, let's be realistic. Um, six episodes, and then I think we're going to be done.
Yeah, okay. All right, I guess we're going to talk about this now. I was going to say let's wait until people comment on it, but
Well,
um
we're giving our personal opinion,
yeah,
so
I know. Well, spoiler alert.
okay. Dun dun
Um huh?
dun dun.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun,
And
dun,
how do we
dun,
get off a topic?
dun.
I do not know.
Yeah, I was
How do
talking
we?
to my brother this morning and I was telling him I have to go record my podcast and I said for a 22-minute episode we usually run about an hour. And he's like, "What do you guys talk about?" And I'm like, "We never know."
Yeah, how could we ever talk for an hour and a half?
About a
People,
22-minute
really?
episode.
I
Really?
can't. I
Now
can't
you
believe
get
that.
us?
I cannot believe that people still come to YouTube and watch us, and I
Sit
can't believe
around and
that
talk about
I
stuff.
know, and I can't believe that people still listen to us on Spotify, going, "Will these people actually get to the episode?" But go ahead. So what we're talking about? So
Okay, so I've seen the preview a couple of times now. I won't say that it's not without its charm.
hmm,
There are some moments that look like they could be mildly amusing.
yeah.
But throw your mind back to the 80s. There
Oh
was
yeah, I can.
ooh, there
Ooh,
was a TV show called Sliders
yes, there was.
with John Rhys Davies and I think was it Jerry O'Connell that was in that?
Possibly. Yes, I think it was, but
I
keep
need an
talking.
talk for a moment. I need to look up
I was
IMDb.
going to do exactly that on my phone. I was going to go and look for it, but
Well,
okay.
well you can if you want.
Well, no, I'm going to let you do it, but I'm thinking it might have been him.
Um,
It sounds it sounds familiar, but then again, I'm not really good.
Jerry O'Connell.
It is
Jerry
Jerry O'Connell.
O'Connell, Sabrina Lloyd, John Rhys Davies.
There we go.
And it was one of my favorite shows back in the day. I loved that show. It was a
Yeah.
very clever premise,
Premise.
sorry,
Yeah.
rather.
Yeah.
Apparently they remade it as a movie in 2018. I don't, yeah, they did make in 2013 Sliders the movie, but I don't think it actually
I
got
don't
made.
did it go anywhere?
I don't think it
Did it do
did.
anything?
I
Yeah.
don't think it did, but there was a movie called Sliders as well in 2018.
Hmm.
What was, uh, no, it's totally unrelated.
Okay.
Okay, so the premise of Sliders. A boy genius and his comrades travel to different parallel universes trying to find their way back home to their original parallel universe.
Hmm.
Okay. And Clevant Derricks was the other one in it.
Okay.
And it so basically they just kept going into these alternate universes and after a while that you could tell that the writers were becoming uninspired because let's go to the one where he's a basketball star and let's go to one where whatever, but in
Yeah.
the beginning the first I remember the first one that he went through and he did make it back and then decided let's push it a little farther and then of course all hell broke loose, but he basically went into one that looked exactly the same except like when you were driving, red meant go and green meant stop.
Yeah.
Little things. And then as they
Little
went
subtle
on,
differences.
and then as things went on, and things would get more massive.
Yeah.
But my point to the long story is that Stewart Fails to Save the Universe reminds me a lot of Sliders, and it feels like a little bit of a ripoff of the concept.
Yeah. I mean, there are so many shows that do go down the path of the time, like, going through alternate dimensions. Family Guy have done it. The Simpsons have done it. Obviously now Stewart fails to say the universe is going to do it. I mean, at one stage of the trailer, you get to see that the ruler of Pasadena is Kripke,
Yeah,
and
the
you know, uh,
supreme
the
ruler
supreme
of
ruler of Pasadena
Pasadena.
is Kripke. Um, as I said, I mean, yes, do we all hope that maybe this will be great?
I
Yeah,
mean,
we really do.
we could be wrong.
Yeah, we could be
It
dead
could be
wrong.
amazing,
Yeah, but secondary characters, and
but
I'm
I
I know,
don't think.
and I'm keeping Frasier out of the equation.
Yep.
Secondary characters on its face, I don't know whether they're going to be able to hold the show.
Yeah.
I really don't think they're going to be able to keep it going.
Yeah. It just
unless they get the main characters. And I remember one episode of Joni Loves Chachi. Guess who turned up? The
Fonzie.
Fonz turns up,
Yeah,
and that was a high-ranking episode. But
yeah.
you know, when you've got secondary characters keeping the episode going, people sit there and go, "Why? You know, why am I going to? Why do I want to sit and watch this?" Yes, I would love to think that this is going to be just as successful as The Big Bang Theory, but
I don't hold out a lot of hope for that.
I just think sometimes that a lot of the writers and producers and they sit there and go, "Hey, we want more money. We can do it again. We can recapture
Yeah.
lightning in a bottle." I don't know whether it's going to.
Yeah, I mean, we will do the show as part of the podcast when we finally
Absolutely.
get there a few years from now because it's going
Yeah.
to take a while to get through all of Big Bang, Young Sheldon, um,
Georgie and Mandy's
Georgie
first
and Mandy's first wedding,
wedding,
and
or
then
marriage or whatever.
Stuart Saves the Universe
Yeah. And I'd also like people to
or
to
fails to
write
save the
in.
universe.
Also like people to write in if they have seen Georgie and Mandy, and give us an idea because we haven't got it in
Yeah, we don't
Australia
have
yet.
it in Australia yet.
Yeah. So this is why I'm saying that anybody in the world, and I'm talking about Great Britain, Italy, China, wherever that you are listening to us, um, let us know. Just email us and just let us know what you actually think, and just write. Obviously put down the bottom if you are okay with us telling the rest of the listeners your thoughts about it. And we can omit your name. We don't have to say, oh, this is Sarah from such and such. We can just say someone wrote in from Great Britain and they've said that this is this. But just give us an idea because it's going to be at least a couple of years
Before we get to it.
before we get to obviously the podcast, but it's going to take a while for it to actually get to Australia before we're actually going to be able to sit and watch it. So,
Guess what I just found?
because as I said, what?
Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, season one at JB Hi-Fi.
How much?
$30.
Okay.
We'll wait for the sale.
Well, that's just season one. How many
Yeah.
seasons have they got so far?
Uh, Give me a minute.
Because it would be really nice if we could just get the entire, like all the every season.
I think that's the only one. But let me see what's out there so far.
Because we do need to buy it, obviously, because we need to be able to
Well, I
do,
need it from my collection.
well, exactly, but we also need to make sure that we get it as far as, um, being able to watch it because we really don't have it. Um, like on any streaming
Okay, so
services, we don't
there's
have it.
there's two seasons so far.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, the
It,
third one isn't
so,
done yet,
oh,
but
so they do have a third season.
uh, possibly. It hasn't been. I haven't heard one way either at the moment,
Oh, okay.
but right now there's definitely two seasons done, but we can
Okay.
get the first one on DVD.
Cool. All right, we need to do that then. But yeah, so as I said, we would just like you guys when you do see, because I don't know when it's going to drop anywhere in the world, but just write in and let us know. We're really,
Yeah,
really keen to find out what you think about it because, as I said, I would be more excited about this being like a 1 hour special or a
yeah,
2 hour special, and you get to watch it, and then whatever happens, happens. As a series. I'm thinking, as Kat said, and I'm going to go with what Kat, I'm going to agree with what Kat said, maybe 6 episodes, and then we're going to be done with it because I don't
yeah,
know whether it's going to be,
yeah. I think it
it
would have
won't go
been.
12 seasons.
I think it would have been better. I think you're right. I think it would have been better as a movie.
Yeah, just do a one-off.
Yeah,
I mean, I understand that these guys want to get a paycheck and want to do more in the Big Bang universe,
but I also
but
believe
is it
they
going to
want to put
be,
out quality as well.
yeah, and is it going to be, I mean, how many seasons was Young Sheldon?
7, I believe.
7. I
Give
mean,
me.
that was
I'll look.
I mean, that was good because that was actually tracking Sheldon from, a young boy all the way to when he went to
I still
Pasadena.
say they missed some really great opportunities
Oh,
there,
they did.
show.
I wish they had have shown us when he did get tested, when
Well, no, they did, but it wasn't
but he
what
went
we
somewhere
thought it was going
else.
to be.
Yeah, because remember that he went twice. They never showed you where he was supposed to go to another place.
7 seasons.
7 seasons. I don't know whether this one's going to be able to hold 7 seasons.
It won't.
But as I said, we really want the family to just
We want to hear your thoughts on it.
yeah, just let us know, guys, because it'd be really
If you think we're
interesting.
wrong, tell us.
Yeah, please let us know. We're not going to sit here and go, "Oh, you think we're wrong? Well, we are right." No, no, no. We're fans of the show, just like you are. We've got no inside information. We've got no
Don't we
access
wish we
to.
did?
Oh yeah, we've got no access to the stars or whatever. We are
Don't
just
we
a.
wish we did?
We wish we did. We are just a regular little podcast that just enjoys doing this. So.
Yeah.
But that being said, we are now doing season three, episode number 13, the Bozeman reaction. What did we think about this episode?
Um, it's okay.
It is good. They do, and
It's
I
good,
did
but not great.
I did point out a whoops in
What's
the
that?
episode. When we
What was that?
when we get to
When you
the
get to it, tell me.
yeah, there was a continuity. Well, if they've decided to do this, then how is it that that one's not working? So we'll get to it when we get to it. But yeah, there is
Yeah.
a bit of a whoops there. So the episode opens up where we've got Sheldon, Leonard, Raj, Howard, and they're going to a Chinese restaurant for dinner. And of
And
course,
saying that it's nice to be out as a foursome.
yeah, and I love it how Raj goes, "Okay, we get it. You've got a girlfriend now.
Rub it in.
Rub it in." And he's like, "Oh, jealous? Are we? You know?" And of course, Raj is a bit jealous. He does say that he would, what
He'd
would
kill
he
a hobo to get a
get
girlfriend.
laid? He'd kill a hobo to get laid. Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, we see that as Sheldon goes, "Oh my God, the Chinese restaurant have redone the menu." And they're like, okay. So, and he goes that General Tso's chicken is no longer in a category of specialties. It's in a category of
Chicken.
chicken. And they're like, and
No.
Raj goes, so? And he goes, yes, General So. And he goes, not so the question, so not so the
So the
chicken, so the question.
yeah.
And he goes, well,
So
yeah. And he goes, well, what happened? You know, did the cook lose faith
confidence in the dish
in
or in
his dish?
himself?
And he said, yeah. So he's moved over and he goes, and look at this shrimp in mobster sauce. And they're like, okay.
And Leonard's like, it's a typo. And he's
Yeah.
like, really? Maybe it's sauce that mobsters like, or maybe it contains chunks of real lobster.
Yeah.
It's just disgusting.
Yeah.
And he insists on ignoring the obvious that it's a typo.
Yeah.
And later, as he and Leonard are walking up the stairs to their apartment, he declares that mobster sauce could not have chunks of mobster as it was listed under seafood.
Yes.
Now, that allows Sheldon to sleep at night,
Mm-hmm.
even though he probably didn't eat it.
No.
However, the shrimp in the dish already makes it a seafood dish, so the sauce could be anything without disqualifying it as being seafood.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Because when he does say about the fact that it's shrimp in mobster sauce, he is just adamant about, and even he said goes along so far as says, maybe the restaurant is a front for organized crime.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so then they decide, well, look, let's just go and order a pizza at Corleone's.
Yeah, and Howard's like, yeah, like there's no mobsters there.
The next scene we see after the credits have done is that Leonard and Sheldon are walking upstairs and they were talking, as Kat was saying, about the shrimp and mobster sauce. And they get to their apartment and they
You
find
want me to make shrimp and mobster sauce?
maybe, and as Leonard says, maybe it's the mobsters that are sleeping with the fishes. Yeah,
And
make shrimp
Sheldon's
and
like, are you
mobster
trying
sauce.
to have a serious conversation here?
Yeah. Um, Now we get to the apartment and we find out that the lock has been broken and the
Yep.
wood on the door has actually been splintered. And Leonard goes, "What the?" And he opens the door and we find out that the apartment has been ransacked.
Yes.
Computers, TVs, game consoles, everything tossed all over the place. Um, yeah, they've been robbed, which
Yep.
is anybody that has gone through that. Um, we all know it is terrifying that you've got someone that has come into a sacred space of yours that you consider to
It
be
makes you feel so violated.
you do
I mean,
you feel very
I,
very
thank
violated.
God, have never had my home broken into, but I have had my car. Someone broke the window in my car and tried to steal my car and stole stuff out of it. And it was, and I've had my scooter stolen,
Yes, she has.
and it was horrible. I felt so I wanted to just get rid of it. I didn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Kat will tell you just how vigilant I am with home security because when I was with my ex-wife, we actually got home from, funny enough, looking at another place to go and rent, and our house had been broken into, and we walked in, and there were so many things that were stolen,
Yeah,
and um, yeah, you feel absolutely violated. You just don't. So now, I mean, as you know, Kat would tell you. I will vigilantly check all the windows, all the doors. You know, we've got security cameras and stuff like that
yeah,
because I have been violated. I've
yeah,
had my car broken into. I've had my house broken into. So yeah, it is. It's disgusting when you think
yeah.
that you know that someone comes into a space that we are supposed to be
Safe.
feeling as safe, secure, and our own,
Yeah,
and someone outside that we didn't authorize has come in. You know,
yeah.
that's why we've got an Oliver puppy.
Yes.
He'll
He's the biggest smush on the planet, but if somebody tries to come into the house that he doesn't know and we haven't said it's okay, he'll rip their face off.
yeah. I
He's
remember we
very protective of us and our home.
well I remember we were interviewing a housekeeper
Housekeeper.
and she came back to work one day in the house.
No, she was working in the house. She went out to her car to get
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Now
And when
Oliver
she,
had already been said that we already said Oliver can you know she can come in.
yeah,
So she was working around Oliver for about an hour
yeah,
until she went out to her car to get something.
yep.
And then, unfortunately, when she decided to try and come back in, the son was behind her, so he couldn't actually get a clear
See who it
vision of
was.
who it was. And he was standing where we were in our respective rooms. He was standing in the between the rooms where we are, and he was ready to go.
Yeah.
He was extremely aggressive.
But then again, I think he had a sense about her because she didn't do a very good job.
No, and she left early,
Yeah. Without
and sh
completing the work we assigned. When we wanted her to vacuum and clean up one of the throw rugs, her idea of cleaning it was to turn it over.
yeah, smart move. That's how you get the money, and you do half the
Yeah,
work. So.
she's lucky that I wasn't home because I wouldn't have paid her the full wage.
Yeah. So, needless to say, she's not a housekeeper anymore.
No. No.
So, so we see that after they're looking through the apartment, Sheldon goes, oh God," and runs off. Now you see him running towards his bedroom, and now this is Sheldon's thinking. Everybody,
Hmm.
Sheldon comes back and he goes, "It's okay. They didn't take any of my comic books."
Which actually, if is smart thinking on Sheldon's part because some of those are worth a lot of money.
Hmm.
And the thieves, had they realized, they would have stolen the whole collection and tried to sell them.
Yeah. Now that's why I said to Kat that this was not a robbery done by nerds, because
No.
the nerds would have gone in, gone, grab the TV, grab the computers and the comic books, and off we go,
Hmm.
or and all the collectibles, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of those collectibles are worth quite a bit
Yeah,
too,
they are. So we see that obviously the
especially
police.
Aquaman.
Yes,
Do you know why?
yes, it's got a security camera in it.
Um, isn't it Aquaman that has an extra money rolled up in his butt?
No, that's the Hulk.
I thought the Hulk was the security camera.
No, Aquaman was
Oh.
because remember he was saying
But
Aquaman
oh,
gutting
that
off.
actually I hadn't thought about that. Do they not have the security camera in Aquaman yet? Or
That
did they
would
get it after this?
I think they
Because
got it
of
after
this.
this.
Because of this. That
Yeah,
would make
because
actually
of
make
this.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, because obviously the police come over to take a report, and Sheldon is rattling off all the things they've got there. You know, their Xbox is gone, the PS3's gone,
The
the
PS2,
Wii's
the
gone,
PS3.
the Wii, and it's like, you know, of course, I love our Leonard's in the game. We
We
like
like
games.
games.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, games. Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, you know, Miss
Call of Duty
Pac-Man,
1, Call of
Call of
Duty
Duty
2.
2. And he goes through everything. And of course, the officer's like, assorted games. And this is where he goes. And like how Sheldon goes, oh, and while before you got here, I bagged up some evidence. One of the robbers decided to quench his thirst and had a can. And so Sheldon put the can into the bag. Now, that is a great idea
Yeah, there's fingerprints and
because there's
DNA on that.
fingerprints on that. And he
Yeah.
goes, but of course Sheldon comes back with, oh, and here, and Sheldon has taken his own fingerprints, put it onto a card, and gave it to the police officer to rule him out as a suspect. And he
And
goes,
Leonard's like, well, what
what
about
about
mine? He's
me?
like, oh, would that I could.
He goes, but I can't rule out this is an inside job. Like, can someone please explain to me what good it would be for Leonard to decide to break in or Leonard get somebody to break in the apartment and steal all the stuff?
If it was an inside job, he would have given them a key, told them the valuable stuff of Sheldon's, and they would have left his alone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then
But
again,
it's all about Sheldon.
but then again, I mean, there is someone who I once knew who decided to stage a robbery
Okay.
to get the insurance payout to get new stuff. And she told me about this, and I thought that was
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
How
No.
she did it? Yeah, she did it the old-fashioned way. She got someone. She didn't give them a key because that would be too obvious. So she said, I'm not going to be home." They came over. They kicked in her door. She actually had put, what you take, and they took it all out. And then, of course, she then claimed the insurance, got all the brand new stuff, and the stuff that was already stolen back. So she basically had duplicates of everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, my after my dad died and my mother went to visit my brother, she had one of my cousins stay there. And we believe that it was friends of his that came over that actually ended up stealing so much stuff out of our house. Stuff of my dad's. I had a collection of bicentennial quarters. I
Hmm.
had quite a few dollars worth of that and rare bills like $2 bills and stuff like that. And they took it all. They tried to take, my dad had one of those 10-gallon um water jugs that you put
Yep.
in the thing. And it was three-quarters filled with coins because he'd always take his spare change and just throw it in there.
Yeah. I've seen that.
Um, and he they tried to take that, but it was too heavy. But yeah, it was devastating. My mom got back from my brother's and everything was gone, including my cousin.
Yeah.
We can't prove it. We're fairly certain.
Family, yeah, they are the F
Yeah,
word.
no, family, the other F word.
Hmm. So I love it how Sheldon says to the police officer, "When did the CSI
His I
team get
team.
here?" And he's like, "Do you have any more relevant information? Any more relevant information?" This is where Sheldon says that there are three or four
Research
research papers that are on his computer, and that maybe the police can start monitoring
scientific
scientific data.
database or
Yeah,
websites, yeah.
yeah, so they can make sure that if all of a sudden this paper is printed out or this paper
Yeah,
is
this topic, if you see something about this topic,
is probably
then we'll know
the
that they have my laptop.
yeah, which we all know that's.
Yeah, not going to
But this
happen.
is Sheldon's brain. But anyway, so this is where the police officer then just says to Leonard, "Here's a copy of the report. You just send it to your
No,
insurance
he
company."
says, call them. They'll send you a copy of the reports. You can send it to your insurance company.
Yeah, and they leave.
When leaving the apartment, Officer Hackett, who has been talking to the boys, refers to the other officer as Botchko. He's like, "Come on, Botchko, let's go."
Bosco.
Yeah, Bosco. Sorry.
Yeah.
The way it's spelled looks like Botchko.
Oh, okay.
Now Stephen, how did you say it? Bosco
Bosco.
is well known for creating police shows, police dramas, such as NYPD Blue and Hill Street Blues.
Really?
Mhm.
Hill
That was
Street
that was a
Blues.
nod to the police dramas of the 80s and 90s.
Hill Street Blues was awesome.
That was a groundbreaking show.
I have seen every episode of Hill Street Blues.
It doesn't hold up though, especially with the way they treat women.
No, I know it doesn't hold up now, but remember in the early 80s,
That was
that was
groundbreaking.
it was the same as Emergency.
Oh, I love that show.
I loved it. I've seen every episode of Emergency as well.
Me
I
too.
absolutely loved that show. And
That
that
was with Randolph Mantooth.
hmm and that was my Thursday night. treat that my mother would let me watch.
Yep.
So we'd have dinner because my father would be at work until 9 o'clock at night. So we'd have dinner, and then at 6:30, Emergency was on,
Yep.
and then 7 o'clock, Hill Street Blues was on.
Yep.
And then that would go through till 8 o'clock, and then there would be a show in Australia called the Don Lane Show, I believe, and that would start, and that was when it was bedtime for me because I had
Was
to go to
that
bed.
like a variety show of some
Like
sort?
yeah, it's like a variety show. Yeah, anyone that's listening in Australia would sit there and go, "Oh my God, Don Lane, I remember him." Yeah, he was an American guy living in Australia, very successful TV show. But yeah, so we would watch that. But I um, loved Emergency in Hill Street Blues.
Okay.
Yeah, love that one. So I love it how the police leave, and this is where Leonard goes, "So what do we do now?" And they sit on the sofa, and this is where Sheldon decides, "Well, all we can do is just watch TV on our iPhones until the criminals return to bludgeon us to death in our sleep." Yeah, that's convenient
Yeah.
thoughts there, Sheldon. I don't think. Yeah, well, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So the next scene we see is you're seeing
Well,
Sheldon.
and that was the part that you were saying is that the door is unsecure.
Yeah, because the thing is that the obviously the criminals or the robbers or whatever, they kicked in the front door. So they can't lock the door because obviously the lock's broken, but also the wood is splintered on the door.
Yeah.
So you can't go to a hotel
Well,
because
and a
the doors will remain.
locksmith isn't going to be able to fix the door frame, I don't
No,
think.
no, they're not. You need a carpenter to come through.
Yeah.
Well, as you know, you're going to need a carpenter because they're going to have to do the wood surrounding
The
of the
door
door,
frame.
the door frame, and then they're going to have to then they get a locksmith to then. So it's going to be a good, depending on how quickly you can do it, it's going to be maybe a good couple of weeks
Yeah.
because you're going to need to try and get some way to secure that door. And obviously, we see that they do end up by just having one of the chairs against the door, but it's only a wooden chair. You can just go and push it out
Yeah.
because
Well,
even
if
though
you
they've got
hook it
like
under the doorknob, it makes it much more difficult to open the door.
I've seen that we in so many American things, but see the thing is like I tried that in Australia and our door handles are too high off the ground, so you can't actually do it. But
That's
in
your
America,
problem.
well, yeah, I know that. But I'm saying that in America, the doorknobs seem to be a lot lower, so you can do that little trick, but you can't do it in
Yeah,
Australia.
they are. And that was one of the weird things that I had to get used to when I moved here is that rather than being at my waist height, the doorknobs are practically at my chest height.
Hmm.
And that's weird.
The other weird thing that she had to deal with is that when you put something into a power socket in the wall, you have to
You
turn
got to
it on.
turn it on. They have on and off switches for outlets.
Everything, the
It
outlets.
it's weird.
Yeah.
I,
Whereas
I
in
like that feature though.
Yeah,
That's a
whereas in
good
America,
feature.
you just plug it in and away you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, you plug it in, turn it on,
Yep.
and then when you finish, turn it off and pull the plug out. So
Yep.
that's another
Exactly.
thing. So the next scene we see is Sheldon is in his bed and he looks over to the door in his bedroom and he decides he's going to barricade the door using his basically chest of drawers
Well, yeah,
against
first
the
he goes over and he locks it, and then he's
yeah
like, nope, that's not good enough. So he moves the chest of drawers over there.
yeah, and then he's like, I I don't have to pee or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm the
then
master of
yeah,
my own bladder.
I do not have to
Yeah.
urinate.
Yeah, I do not have to urinate. The next scene we see is from there. Leonard has gone over to Penny's apartment, and Penny was saying that if she hadn't have worked the dinner shift, she might have run into the robbers. And of course, this is where Leonard goes, something. He said something, and she goes, "Oh, that's okay. I would have just gone all Nebraska on their asses
And
and
picks up
grabbed
a
a
baseball
baseball
bat.
bat." Yeah. The next scene, and obviously they're pouring wine, or yeah, Penny's
Yeah,
poured
they're
wine.
having some wine.
They're just trying to trying to calm down whatever.
I think we
And
should have wine tonight.
sure, we've got soup.
I know.
Yes,
And it's a triple batch.
the triple batch. We've made a huge
We
amount
went
of
a little
soup.
crazy.
Yeah, anyone that would like soup, let us know and we'll just send you some. Um, and we got plenty. Um, so this is where we see when they're in the apartment, Sheldon knocks on the door. And Penny goes over and opens it, and Sheldon's like, "Really? We just had a break-in in the building, and you open the door without even finding out who it is?"
And
And she's
she's
like,
like, fine, it won't
"It won't
happen
happen
again.
again. Or, what do you need?" And he goes, "Well, It's not what I need. It's what we need, and it's basically along the same lines as like primates are used to grouping
No, it's
together.
not that one yet.
No.
No, because he's like, I just wanted to make sure you
Oh, that's
guys
right.
were
Oh,
okay.
okay. That's right. Yeah.
And he's like, and they're like, yep, we're fine. He's like, oh, okay, well, good night then.
Yeah.
And he turns to walk away. She closes the door, and before she can sit down, knock, 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 Penny, knock, 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 Penny, knock, knock, knock,
Yeah.
Penny. And she goes to open the door, and then she stops and goes, who is it?
Sheldon Cooper, and
She
opens the
opens,
door, and this is where she says, "Yes, Sheldon." Can I help you? And he goes, "Oh, it's," and he says, "Well, do you mind if I come in?" And Leonard's like, "Oh, whatever." So he comes in. And He goes, "Oh, I see you're drinking wine," and then Leonard goes, "Yes," and then we're going to go to bed. And he does say, and I really appreciate what he says. It is scary over there.
yeah,
It's
it
very,
is.
and that's the whole thing. I understand. Okay, I understand that Leonard is going to go over and he wants to spend the night with Penny.
Yeah.
But his apartment has just been broken into and he's got a
Staying into a
scared roommate.
place, yeah, staying in a place that is just where you've just been violated, it's scary. It's like I don't know why he didn't just go to a hotel.
As I said, you can't because you can't secure the door.
Well, they're not going
They
to
got to
come
go to work
back.
anyway. Well,
They're not
he,
coming back.
they
They've
don't
already
know that.
broken in.
Which also what makes you wonder, how do they get in the first place when who let them in from the lobby?
People leave it open if they're going to bringing in groceries. If they're taking their dog for a walk, they'll block it open.
Really?
They don't think they let it. If somebody's coming along, they'll just open it for the next person. Yeah,
Okay.
people don't think. They really don't. But
Obviously, on this trail they don't.
I've lost track of how many times I have found security doors like a mailer stuck in it to keep it open while people are slipping outside to have a smoke or bringing in groceries or taking their dog for a walk.
Yeah.
Rather than bring their keys, they block the door open.
Funny thing is, my son, I was talking to him yesterday. My son's a 911 operator,
Yeah,
and he was on the phone with me while he was working because I mean, he's doing his job professionally, but a lot of the kids where he is working
he's in
are
a
all
college town.
he's in a college town. They're all leaving to go on summer break. But what are they doing? They're taking the stuff out of their rooms to their cars and leaving the door unlocked and ajar. So the alarm's going off. So then my son keeps getting phone calls to 911 saying there's an alarm going off. He's having to send police officers there to investigate what's going on, and it's just because kids are leaving the door unlocked because maybe
Because
maybe
it's easier when you're bringing stuff in and out.
yeah, and maybe Sally says, "Oh, listen, I'm bringing stuff down. I'm just moving my car. Can you leave the door ajar?" And they're like, "Yep, no worries." So they just leave the door open, not knowing that there is a silent
Yeah,
alarm on the
yeah.
door.
That's what I'm talking about.
So this is where my son's having to deal with all these alarms going off, and the police are getting there going, "Yep, just an unlocked door again." It's like, "Yep, okay." I mean, I was on the phone with him for over an hour, and there was at least 3 to 4 calls with alarms going off in different parts of the college because kids were leaving the doors open
Yeah.
because they were loading the cars up.
Yep.
So I
Yep.
understand it's convenient, but for God's sakes, people. Um, so this is where Penny says, "Listen, would you like to stay here the night?" And he's like, "Oh, look, that's very kind, but even as small as
Small
Leonard
as
is,
Leonard
I
is,
don't think you two
I
would be
don't think you'll
comfortable on
both
the."
fit on the couch.
Yeah. And so the next scene we see is we're back in the boys' apartment, and for some reason we are playing Pictionary.
That's because Sheldon's afraid to go to bed.
He is very afraid to go to bed. But anyway, after a game of Pictionary where it doesn't
Would
work,
make sense to Leonard, but not to Penny. And I
to
love that.
Sheldon.
Oh, I don't know. Star
Star
Wars?
Wars? And apparently it's a Higgs boson particle.
Yeah.
And he's like,
And I
how
like
can
the
you not see
and
that?
I like the pear tickle at the
Hair tickle. Yeah. Because
and Leonard's like, Penny, it was all there.
yeah, because the little timer goes off, and Leonard has fallen asleep, and he's like wakes up and he goes, did we win?" And he's like, and of course this is
Should
when
we
he
go to
goes,
bed now?
"Can we go to bed now?" So this is where Sheldon says, "Well, okay, you guys go to bed, and I'll wake you up at 0400." And Penny's like, "Oh, okay, 0400, what's that?" And he goes, and Leonard goes, 4 o'clock in the morning, and she's like, "That's actually like 45 minutes."
He's
And
like,
he
just
goes,
keep
"Just keep
walking.
walking." Now, What would you not watch on an iPhone or anywhere if you've been
I
watching
know.
anything?
It's like he sits down, he's like, okay, I'm gonna watch TV on my phone, and he starts watching a slasher movie. And I love it because you can be like, "Don't go outside, Jim." And he's like, "Good advice." Stupid Jim gets
Yep.
killed, gets slashed, and Sheldon throws his phone down onto the couch, runs to Leonard's door, and you hear, "Knock, knock, Leonard and Penny."
Let it penny, let
Leonard
it penny,
Penny.
let it penny. And I like it how you're hearing that, and then after the last knock, knock, Leonard and Penny, you hear Leonard go, "Who is it?" It was a muffled "Who is it?" But yeah,
Yeah.
it's there. The next day, Sheldon has Raj and Howard install a very high complex security system in the apartment. Now, they've got motion detectors, infrared sensors, facial recognition software. Keep that in mind, everyone. Facial recognition software.
Now, the keypad that Howard installs. Now, I find it fascinating that we never see this again after this episode.
No,
Any of it.
yeah, it's all taken over. Well, I do have a reason why, and I do have a theory about why it's not there anymore, but keep going.
Okay. So the keypad that Howard installs below the silver box next to the apartment door is a Palm Pad remote control unit, which is used in X10 home automation systems.
Okay.
In the Cooper Hofstadter polarization, the boys demonstrate how their X10 lamp is controlled through the internet.
Oh, yes, they did, didn't they?
Yep.
Because they sent the signal all around the world to come back
Hmm.
in, and and they had the stereo going, and Penny's like,
Yep.
"It's a little loud, don't you think?" And then, of course, they do that all around
The,
the world just
yep.
to lower it down. And she's like, "Oh, you can get
And
a
and then the
universal remote
cars
from
with that looks up her skirt.
yeah." And she's like, "Oh, you can get a universal remote from Radio Shack. They're really cheap."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Did you not see what we did? We sent a signal all around the world to turn off the thing." So yeah.
Yeah.
The reason that I believe, I'll get to why I believe that they actually don't have this anymore after this episode.
Okay.
So Sheldon does say, well, okay, so what happens if I'm um, kidnapped and forced to record my voice to activate the door? And
Oh, 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 that,
they're like,
yeah,
well,
because they
no.
said, well, what if the power goes out? There's
And
a
they
power
right, yeah,
backup.
Raj says there's a power backup.
What if
I'm kidnapped and
something?
they force me to record my voice.
No, then they have to say there's voice and fingerprint recognition.
What happens if and the next thing was what happens if they rob us, cut off my thumb?
No, what if they rob us? What if they kidnap me, force me to record my voice, and cut off my hand?
And this is where Leonard goes, I'll send him a basket of muffins.
Yeah.
So they walk in, and of course, this is where Howard is demonstrating all the things. You know, you got the motion detector sensors, infrared sensors, you've got the facial recognition. So as they're walking in, and of course, this is where Leonard goes, "Where did you get all this?" And he's like, "Oh, I got a friend of mine in the Homeland Security." And he goes, "What? He just gave this stuff to you?" And he goes, "Well, he would if I asked." He goes, funny enough,
Oddly enough, their security system
not that
isn't
good."
good. And
All
it's
of a
like,
sudden.
great, he stole it.
Yeah, all of a sudden, Penny walks through the door, and you see intruder alert, and there's all these red lights going, and this um
Fishing net.
fishing net goes over, and it's steel.
Yeah.
It's like mesh. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's the mesh one. Goes over her, and she's like, "What the hell?" And then she's trying to get her out.
And
And this is where,
Sheldon's like, well, that's really good if you're
if I was
securing
being,
against tuna.
yeah. Of course, Howard goes, would just picture her. He said, look, it's going
It's
to be
going to be
electrified.
electrified.
So just picture her twitching on the ground. And he's
Yeah.
like, hmm,
Better.
no better. Yeah. That night, Sheldon is updating his daily log in his bed because sleep is still eluding him.
When Sheldon's writing in his journal, the way he writes it is
Mhm.
reminiscent of the journal of the Watchman character Rorschach, who in the comic writes in a manner similar to Sheldon.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Didn't know.
I don't know if they brought that into the movie, but it's in the comic book.
Funny enough, in the last episode, I think it was that Raj, yes, it was. The last episode that we did is when Raj rented the 4-hour extended edition
Ah,
of
yeah.
Watchmen.
Now, my question is, are his scientific notes written in the same way, like when in the gorilla experiment?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I think they are slightly different, but
They'd be
it
slightly.
was worth bringing up, I
They would
think.
definitely be slightly different. Um, and of course, as I said, Sheldon's sleep is eluding him. This is all of a sudden he hears a bump or
A
something,
noise.
a thump outside.
Yeah, a thud.
Now, instead of going out of his bedroom door to investigate, he decides to crawl along the ledge on the outside of his bedroom window, 4 floors up.
Hmm.
And he looks down, he goes, I am the master of my own bladder. Now, I don't know about you, but would you be willing to crawl out of your bedroom window on a fourth floor ledge to Leonard's window? Because that's what he's doing. He's going left out of it. So he comes. So if you're looking at a window straight ahead, he goes out and turns right.
Right.
Sorry, and he starts
And goes the next
crawling
window
down to
down.
that, which is Leonard's.
Now, the only way you could get me to do that
Hmm.
is if there was a fire in the house and I had no other choice because
Thank
I
you.
have a thing with heights.
Yeah, that'd be the only way that I'd do it. A fire, definitely. If there's a fire going on, I will be out there. I will be tap dancing along that window ledge to get out of the fire.
But I,
But
I even
uh,
then I'm not sure because I remember watching that movie about the oil rig,
yeah, Deepwater
Deepwater
Horizon,
Horizon. And I remember at the end of it,
magnificent movie,
oh,
by the way.
great movie.
Yeah.
And I remember at the end of it, there were basically two people left on the rig to get off.
Hmm.
Um,
Mark Wahlberg's
Marky
character,
Mark
yeah, and
and
a
and
girl,
Andrea,
Andrea, yeah.
who was amazing. She had a two episode arc on Army Wives, and she was
Oh,
phenomenal.
okay.
Marisol. Anyway, um, in order to get off, they had to go up, and they were on the very top of the rig.
Yep.
He had her in a life vest,
Hmm.
and their option, the reason they went up is they had to get out over the fire, and the only way to do that was to go up high enough to create enough of an arc to jump over the
The
fire.
fire.
And we're probably talking a good 200 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
Th-
not quite that high.
No, no, that would be actually pretty significant because that was the helicopter landing pad, so they actually had to be high enough
Yeah.
up. So I would say between 100 to 150
Yeah, well, I'm
off
just
the
thinking
ground.
if you hit the water from that height, it would be like jumping onto concrete.
Yeah, but are you gonna? I mean, even if you break your leg or you break your ankle, is better than the
I'm
alternative.
thinking more like 60 feet.
All right,
But either way, it was really, really effing high.
very.
Okay. And he's like, okay, take my hand. We're going to jump together. And she went into a panic attack. And she's like, I can't do it. I can't jump. Just leave me here to die. I'm
Yeah.
fine with that. I am not jumping. And
Mm.
he basically pushed her.
Yeah, because what had actually happened is that she had been talking about a car that she was doing up. It was
Yeah.
a Chevy or some sort of car, and this is where uh, Mark Wahlberg's character basically says, "Okay, well, I've got a daughter and a wife, and I am going to see
And
them
I'm
again.
not leaving
So I'm not."
them.
And he
And
goes,
I'm not
"Okay."
leaving without you.
Yeah, and because she is really aggressive, and she's like, "Just leave me." And he's like, "Okay, fine, no worries." And he walks to the edge of the thing, and he comes walking back, and he goes, "By the way, your car, what is it again?" And she goes, "This," and he grabs her and he just throws her
Yeah.
over the fire. Now, the only reason she was freaking out is because there was fire on the top of the water,
Yeah.
and he had already said, "We are going to jump over the
Over it.
fire."
Yeah.
But she was so petrified that he had to instill the let's just take the
Distract her
arc,
for a second.
yeah, grab her and then throw her and then
Yeah.
jump. But it is a magnificent movie. If you really get
Yeah.
a chance to watch it, everyone on Netflix, I believe it is. Please go
Yep,
and
I
watch
think
it.
it is. Kurt Russell is in it.
Yeah,
His daughter, whose name is escaping me,
Kate Hudson.
Kate Hudson, thank you, plays Mark Wahlberg's wife.
Yeah,
But yeah, it is, and Kurt Russell's amazing. But then again, Kurt Russell's amazing in everything he does. Um,
John Malkovich is in it.
yes, he is, and he's a complete and total
Dick.
ass.
Yeah.
I still blame him.
Oh, we all blame him, but of course, but as I said, you've got to go and watch it because it's
Yeah, it's a
magnificent.
it's a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
So
but but basically, I'm her
yeah,
when it comes to the heights.
exactly. So the next scene, as we're seeing, Sheldon is crawling along the window ledge.
Um, Sheldon. Okay. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Never mind. I'm early.
No. So we get to see Sheldon, was actually we get to see the inside of Leonard's bedroom, and Leonard and Penny are getting Bao Chicka Wawa,
Wawa.
or about to get Bao Chicka Wawa, and
No,
all
they're
of a
starting.
sudden they're starting.
They're making
Um,
out.
it's the lead up to the
They're
big
making out.
production, and we see that Sheldon is coming into view into the window into the window, and he taps on it, Leonard Penny, and of course this is
Scares the
where
crap
they're
out
like,
of
what
him.
the heck? Because they go, Leonard goes over, opens up the window, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "Oh, I heard a noise." And Leonard goes, "It was us. We knocked a lamp over by accident." And he
Well,
goes,
why would you
"Why
knock
we do
over a
that?"
lamp?
And of course,
Penny's like, he doesn't need to
Yeah, because
know.
Leonard goes, "We're about to have," and Penny's like, "He doesn't need to know that, Leonard." And he's like, and love how Sheldon goes, okay. So this
No,
is
I don't need to know that.
no. So he goes, I'll bid you good night. And he goes to leave out the window again. And Leonard's
And
like,
Leonard's like, you
leave
can
by the
use the
door.
door.
And he goes, oh, yes, good idea. I'll go and maybe check the perimeter. And he goes, and get some warm milk. Leonard, would you like some warm milk? And he goes, I'm lactose intolerant. And he says to Penny, would you like some warm milk? And she goes,
No, no. First he says, ah, that's right. You're concerned about making more loud noises that would disturb me. That's
pardon me.
very considerate. Thank you.
Yeah. And this is when he offers
Because
warm
it's
milk to
all
Penny.
about Shep.
Yeah. And Penny's like, no, Sheldon. And he goes, oh, okay. Good night, sir, miss. And walks out of the bedroom.
Now, when we were in Sheldon's room, had he moved the bureau in front of his door again?
That would see, I can't remember. I think it was against the wall by this stage because when we hear the
I
noise, he decides to go out. He goes to go to his bedroom door and then goes out the
and I
window. So
don't remember seeing it against the door.
I only saw it
However, I'm
once.
fairly confident
Yeah,
that he locked it.
I think he did.
So if he exits using the door,
He's not going to get
he's
back
not
into
going
his
to be able to
room.
get back into his room.
No. So let's think that he didn't lock it because there's no way of getting back into his room unless he goes back through the window and scurries across the yeah. Um, so we see, Leonard turns the lights off, goes back into bed, goes to start getting Bao Chikawawa again with Penny, and of course, all of a sudden we hear intruder alert, and then we hear this scream that's going on from the living room. Leonard and Penny run out to the living room to see that the net, which is now electrified, is on Sheldon, and he is laying there twitching uncontrollably, saying that he is no longer master of his own bladder.
And Leonard says, "Well, it looks like Wallowitz got the net electrified."
Now, I've got some trivia as well, but you go with yours
Okay.
first.
Well, mine's pretty minor.
Okay.
It's Sheldon's statement of "I am the master of my own bladder"
Yep.
echoes the line "I am master of my domain" from Seinfeld, and the contest.
Okay. My bit of trivia or whoops in this is
Hmm.
Howard would have got Leonard and Sheldon's facial recognition. How did it turn itself on?
Oh, good question.
Sheldon would have gone into the living room.
It would have recognized
It would
him.
have recognized his face, and it would not have set off the alarm. It wouldn't have set off the net. Nothing would have happened.
But then again, this is something that Wallowitz did, so it probably missed a step.
No, because he did say there's facial recognition. So even when Leonard and Sheldon first walked in
Okay,
and they
so
looked, it would have
okay,
actually picked up the face.
there's motion sensors.
Mhm.
Maybe it's not ultraviolet and view and can't see in the dark. And it just went off because of the motion sensor.
You are so you are poking that stick that far into the bear.
Yep.
I'm not buying it. I'm buying the fact that the writers forgot that there was facial recognition, which would not have set off the alarm.
Okay, yeah, well, absolutely. But if we are ignoring the writers and going strictly based on what's happening
Then
here,
it's
I
motion
would
censored.
I would say that the motion sensors went off, but the facial recognition he didn't set up for night vision.
Okay. Now, obviously, we know that Sheldon would have gone to the front door of the apartment, just double check that it was locked.
Yep.
But technically, if what we are saying is true, that it was facial recognition that was, it actually did, it was already set up by Howard. him going towards the front door wouldn't have set it off. Now, if it's only motion censored, then yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
But I still believe that there was a bit of a whoops in the writing.
Yeah. Well, it's not like, okay, the writers never make mistakes.
They never do. So a few days later, we see that Sheldon and Leonard have bought new TV, new laptop, new gaming consoles, and I love it how Sheldon says that the
I
the
tell you,
opera
either they had a lot of money set aside or the insurance paid out really
way too
fast.
fast. Yeah, that's
Never
not
goes that fast.
no. But we see that Sheldon is a little bit upset about the fact that he's now got Windows 7 and it's much more user friendly than Windows Vista. I'll go with that.
Yep.
Windows Vista was clunky.
And he doesn't like that.
And he doesn't like that. The Windows 7 is a lot faster and a lot more user friendly.
He
I don't
doesn't
like
like the
that.
user
No.
friendly.
And so this is where we see that Sheldon has revealed to everybody that he's moving away from Pasadena forever because of the recent events.
Yep.
Now I've got another bit of excuse me about this, right? Now Leonard and
Penny.
Penny are going to be having something to eat.
Yep.
Sheldon is sitting on obviously
At
at his
his
desk.
computer. Yep.
Penny sits in Sheldon's spot.
That
Now
was that was my next trivia point that she sits in his spot and Sheldon doesn't notice.
doesn't say anything, and he does look over at her.
Yeah.
And I mean, is Sheldon so hyper focused about what's going on that he just doesn't care at this stage? Because
Yep.
he's always said, regardless of whether he's here or not, that is ground zero.
That remember the writers never make mistakes.
So we see that he's ruling out a number of cities.
Yes.
Ruling out stuff like Enid, Oklahoma,
Yeah.
and Boone, which
North
is North Boone, North Dakota,
no, North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Named
Thank you.
after its namesake, Daniel Boone.
And he goes, well, because there's a folk festival that happens every year, and he goes, well, that sounds like it might draw, the wrong sort of crowd.
Yep.
So nope, sorry, Enid and Boone's out, and he
But
says,
now one of the things that I find interesting is he talks about Enid,
yeah,
gives all these statistics and because it sounds like he just found it, but
yeah,
it's already circled on his map.
thank you, you said that, and
Yeah.
that doesn't actually make a lot of sense on that one either.
Yeah.
But
But now while we're here,
yeah,
um so Enid, Oklahoma out, um Boone, North Carolina out.
out,
And then he looks at Penny and says, "You're from Nebraska, right?" And she's
born and
like,
raised,
"Yeah." And he crosses out the entire state.
which she looks over at Leonard and say, really, he did that? That's
Yep. So then we're looking at Montana.
yes,
And there's already two cities in Montana he's crossed out, which are theoretically Helena and Miles City.
okay,
And then he decides on Bozeman,
yeah,
Montana. Now, if you remember in the film Star Trek First Contact, which, by
mhm.
the way, is one of my favorite Star Trek movies, established that
Wrath
Bozeman,
of Khan,
excuse me?
Wrath of Khan.
Well, honey, you don't have to cough it. It's fine to have Wrath of Khan as your favorite.
Okay, Wrath of Khan's mine.
But I love First Contact. There's so much about it that I love.
I must admit that is a good movie, that one.
Established Bozeman, Montana as the site of first contact in between Vulcans and humans.
Yeah.
And in fact, I remember when Geordi talks to the guy that did the first contact, he
Yes.
said he's like, you're standing on the exact spot where there's a statue of you
I mean, looking
looking
up to the stars.
and the guy's like freaking out because
Yeah.
everybody's like, he's such a hero and he hasn't done it yet.
Yeah.
Um, but given Sheldon's fascination for Star Trek in general, and Mr. Spock in particular, it looks like an obvious choice for his relocation.
Hmm.
Now, that said, young Sheldon, very easy, when he went to look at MIT, they
Mm.
got off the plane. It was in the middle of a Boston winter, and they didn't even they went outside the airport doors, saw and felt a New England winter, and turned around and got on the next plane home. Didn't even
Yeah.
bother to go to the school.
No, they went straight, but went to Pasadena,
So that
California.
established, that made the choice because it was between MIT and Caltech,
Yeah.
and that made the choice
Yeah.
obvious. So that said, Sheldon hates the cold, and Bozeman has extremely harsh winters. And he would have known that before he chose it because it would say that there's a lot of outdoor snow activities
Yeah,
in that
he
region.
would have been very, very thorough in his
Research.
research about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have gone through everything with regards to where he was going.
Yep.
And of course, I love it how he says to, um, you know, well, that when he's decided on Bozeman, he said that, I'm going to become a Bozite. And I love how Leonard goes, really, they call themselves that? And he goes, well, that's what I'm going to bring up when I first get there. But
Yeah.
this is where, Sheldon is saying, I'm going to send, after I get established at Bozeman, Montana, I'll send you a detailed PDF of how to pack and ship the rest of my belongings.
And
And
Leonard's like, yeah, whatever.
yeah, Leonard's like, I can't believe you're really doing this. So he goes, you see Leonard, Sheldon is coming into the living room. And Penny's like, I can't believe, I'm saying this, but I'm really going to miss you. And he goes, of course you are. And he goes, and he says about the fact that he's not not
He's not
comfortable
overly fond of
of
long
long
goodbyes and
goodbyes.
emotional
Yeah.
leave takings.
So I've decided to just
I've recorded a short
recorded
video
a
for
short
you.
video. So you've got Howard, Raj, Leonard, and Penny all huddled around the laptop. And I like
Which
it.
is interesting that he left his laptop.
No, it's a Leonard's laptop. It's on Leonard's desk.
Oh, I thought it was on Sheldon's.
No, it's on
Okay.
Leonard's desk. And I find it interesting that he's uploaded it to Leonard's computer. But anyway,
Yeah.
and I like it how he says that, he's revealing that Leonard, Penny, Raj, and Howard are three of his closest friends and one treasured acquaintance. And I love it how Raj whispers into Howard's ear and he goes, well, how do I know who's the acquaintance and who's the friend?
So even though Sheldon was willing to let Raj go from his official circle of friends in the
Hmm.
friendship algorithm
Yep.
in season one,
Yeah.
this episode reveals that Howard is who he sees more of a treasured acquaintance than a close friend.
Yes.
Yeah. And we'll get to why that is in a
Yeah.
moment.
Okay. Yeah. So I like it how at the end of the video, Penny turns around to say to Sheldon, oh, that was beautiful. And of course, he's already gone. Then you see the door slowly open and Sheldon sticks his head in and goes, you might want to lock the door. This is not Bozeman, Montana. The
Yeah.
next scene we see getting towards the end of the episode is Sheldon arrives at Bozeman at the bus station.
Now, just before he arrives in Bozeman, there's one of those transitions with the atom.
Yep.
Did you notice it that instead of looking like the atom, it had a map of the United States
I
on it?
saw that because I saw and there was one part that I could see Canada on
Yeah.
there.
And so it was an atlas, and we think that that's the tribute to the fact that Sheldon has just been using to choose a new destination.
Yeah, I noticed that when they were
Yeah.
doing the transition. So we see that Sheldon comes and he goes, "Hey, it's cold. Lord, is it cold? And he has got the full snowsuit on, trying to keep himself warm.
And like I said, he would have known that it was a harsh winter
Yeah,
without that.
exactly.
Yeah.
So we see that, he's standing there and this guy comes over and he goes, oh, excuse me, sir, help you with your bags? And he goes, oh, thank you, fellow Bozite. You are definitely the embodiment of this city's charter. And we see that it is not the fact that he's getting his bags to take him to the car. This guy is robbing
Stealing
him.
them.
He's a local thief that has just stolen Sheldon's bags. I love
Well,
it
and
how
the thing
Sheldon
that kills me is that everybody there just sits there and watches
in the
it
bus station.
in the bus station. He's got about 20 witnesses. Nobody says or does anything. And the bus ticket guy that works there is like, does nobody offers to call the police?
No. Because you see Sheldon, follow him and runs in and goes, excuse me, and then you hear Sheldon yell out, excuse. Now, if that guy is a local, then one of them would have said, oh, that's Andy. We know
Yes.
him. That's fine.
Like it's
We'll
not like how
we'll
big
call
is
the sheriff.
Bozeman?
We'll call the sheriff and he'll go over to his house and get your stuff back. I mean, that's welcome to your new city that you've chosen to live because of the crime rate in Pasadena,
Yeah,
and this is
it's
what you're being
about
exposed.
21 square miles with an estimated population of about 56,000 residents.
Someone would know,
Somebody
and
would know him.
someone would know Andy that would just
And I'm
robbed you at
sure
the
that
bus
there
station.
is security cameras
Yeah, so you would
in
have
the
seen
bus
him
station.
sitting around waiting
Yeah.
for somebody to come
So
through.
even if everybody there was travelers except for the guy that works there would be security footage and somebody would know this guy
Yeah, so he would have
in
been
a
able to get
town
the
that
stuff back.
small.
So this is where Sheldon races off to try and get his bags back, which obviously we find doesn't happen. So Sheldon comes back very dejected, goes over to the bus station employee and says, "One ticket to Pasadena, please." The next thing we see at the end of the episode is Sheldon is walking into the apartment. Now they're all sitting there having, dinner on the sofa, and he walks in, and Howard goes, "Oh, Sheldon, Sheldon's back." Which he responds, "Interesting. The acquaintance is the first to greet me."
Yep.
The episode goes black, and that is the end of the episode.
Yep.
It is a pretty, I mean, obviously we've stretched it on so long, but it's a good episode, not a great one,
Yeah.
but there are some, glaring problems, like why does the security alert system not notice him? And I think, and now, as I said, this is why I think that this is the only time that we see the system, because the system tried to kill Sheldon. In his
Yeah.
mind, the system tried to kill him.
Yep.
That's why this has been, everything's
Yeah,
been taken
that would
away.
make sense.
And this is where afterwards Sheldon would have installed the security camera in Aquaman. Because I remember when Penny was saying, when he says, Aquaman guarding your home since such and such, Penny says to Leonard, "We've done stuff on that sofa," and Sheldon goes, "You don't have to tell me, sister," because he would have seen everything that's going on. So even Leonard was not privy to the fact that they've got a security system.
Yeah.
So, or is it at least a security camera? So, yeah, that's why I think that the reason that we never get to see the security system ever is because it tried to, in children's mind, kill him.
Yeah. Now I just looked up. So this episode was like around 2010, 2011.
Yeah,
Um, Bozeman, Montana in 2011 was only approximately 38,000 people.
someone would know Andy
Somebody
the
would know that
thief.
guy.
Andy the thief would have been known,
Barry,
and
you had one job.
Barry had one, and the sheriff would have gone over and gone, "Barry, give it back.
Yeah.
You can either do one or two things: give it back, or we'll take it and you'll go to jail.
Yep.
If you just give it back, we will just let you off with a warning.
Yep.
Barry,
Exactly.
stay out of the hooch." Although I don't think,
Yep, pretty
say,
much.
although he didn't seem drunk at the time, so I'm guessing that he was
He was just a jerk.
just being a jerk. Yeah, very much so. But yeah, as I said, it's a good episode, not a great one, but it definitely does have some funny moments in it.
Yeah, it does.
Um, so one thing we didn't think of is we didn't actually get our question this week.
Yeah, we did.
We did?
Yeah, we did it
Fabulous.
last week when I put together my notes.
Okay, so what was our food count to begin with this week?
One snack and one Chinese takeout.
Fabulous. And what is our question of the week?
If you could and I like this one.
Oh,
If
yes, we
you,
did do this one. Yeah.
yeah, if you could design a ridiculous home security system, what would it do?
Okay.
I really think you guys can get some great
I think
answers to
there's to be
that.
some great answers on this one, everyone.
Yeah.
So if you want to answer that, perpetual motion squad 00 at gmail.com. You can answer it on the Facebook page.
Page.
You can also answer it just directly on Spotify. And you can also put your answer in here in YouTube, just down
Yep.
the bottom there where it says comment section. Just stick it down there and we will read it out. So you got lots of ways to reach out to us and answer these questions. And if you
Yep.
really love us, like really love us,
I really love this.
really love us, yeah. Then if you'd like to maybe shout us a coffee, you don't have to, but if you'd like to, there's a PayPal link at the bottom of the show notes where you can just
Yep.
click onto that. It'll take you over to the donate us a coffee.
It's
And
also in the About section of the Facebook page and the Facebook group, which we
yeah,
hope you all will join and get in on the conversation.
yeah. And if you feel like you'd like to throw a dollar or two our way for a coffee to say thank you, that's wonderful. If not, we love you anyway, so it's all good.
Any and all amounts are appreciated because it means that you're telling us that you love us and what we
Yeah,
do.
and you really love us.
You love us. You
Really.
really, really love
You really, really love us.
us.
Do we have, oh, so we've got our
So
crazy
crazy
credits?
credits.
Yeah.
Chuck Lorre Productions number 274. You're going to like this one.
Okay.
I have coined a new word which I'm hoping will catch on. The word is FUV. F-U-V.
Okay.
FUV came about due to my frustration with the phrase making love, specifically its inability to capture the wonderfully lusty, grunting nature of the act.
Okay.
I was also unsatisfied with the monosyllabic Anglo-Saxon word commonly used to describe intercourse. That word failed miserably at describing the deep spiritual and emotional bonding that can occur during sex. But now, with my new word, couples engaged in the most intimate of human activities can look into one another's eyes, assuming they're facing each other, and whisper the simple, all encapsulating phrase, I love you. And yes, they can do all that while listening to my new album of remakes of classic pop hits, including If Fubbing You Is Wrong, I Don't Want to Be Right, I Feel Like Making Fuv, and the immortal Come Rain or Come Shine, featuring the lyric, I'm going to fub you like nobody's fubbed you.
Okay.
I fub you, baby.
I love you too.
Bow chicka wah wah.
I love you. Okay, that was interesting. That was a good
I
one.
thought you'd like that one.
Okay,
I,
interesting.
I really want to meet Chuck Lorre.
That would be very, very,
I
yeah.
want to have dinner with Chuck Lorre.
But look, as we said in the beginning of the episode, when Stuart fails to save the universe drops, can someone please reach out to us and just let us know what they think of the episode? You know, honestly, because as I said, we're going to be getting it quite a way away from you guys. So I know it's coming on HBO. We don't have HBO here. Hopefully, it's going to be picked up by like Netflix or Disney Plus or something. Yeah, just let us know
Yep,
what you
definitely.
think, and that would be ideal.
Yep, definitely.
So yeah.
All right.
So next week we have got season 3, episode number
14,
14.
the Einstein approximation. I
Yes.
actually really like this episode. It's the one
This
where
is
Sheldon
good.
can't get past the thing, solve the problem, so he like does all this other random stuff.
Yes, and this is actually where Bernadette actually helps the
Ye-
situation as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I
No, but
like this one.
this one's good.
That one amuses me.
Yeah, the Einstein approximation is good. So we're on season 14 next week. So we're getting close to the end of season 3, going into
Well, no,
season
we've still got
4.
about 10 episodes to go yet.
I
Eight
know.
episodes to go.
We're getting close. So
Yeah. Well, we're
the,
closer to the end than the beginning.
the beginning. Yes, that's
Yeah.
true.
Okay. Anything else you want to say?
No, I'm out.
You sure about that?
Definitely.
Okay. Well, everybody, we want to thank you for joining us today for this episode of PMS, the Perpetual Motion Squad. If you haven't done already, please make sure to like and subscribe, whether it's the audio version of the podcast or on YouTube, because we know we're getting a lot of people listening, but not everybody's subscribing. And so it just makes it easier for you. It doesn't do, okay, yes, it does help us out because it helps other. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm not. Well, I'm just sitting here looking. I'm just watching you.
Um, it does help other people find us, which is fabulous. Get Barney out of there. God. Sigh. So it does help other people find us, and it also is makes it stop with the Barney already. Makes it easier for you because you will get reminders when a new episode drops. So
Yeah.
win-win. As Paul said, if you want to show some appreciation for us showing up every week with a new episode of the podcast, there is a PayPal me link everywhere. Facebook group, email, YouTube, show
You name
notes.
it, we've got it.
It's there. So if you want to send us a coffee, that would be amazing because we love coffee.
We do.
So anything from $1 to 1,000, anything in between, we are grateful for any and all.
Mm-hmm.
So that being said, if you know somebody who loves The Big Bang Theory as much as you do, please invite them to follow the podcast because, the more the merrier.
Yep.
And that's it for this time. We'll see you next time for season 3, episode 14, the Einstein approximation. And in the meantime, we will catch up with you at the Cheesecake Factory.
Bye, everyone.